Hi, and welcome back to Let's Talk. I'm here today with two of my associates, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves.
I'm Janelle Rupp, and I'm with Performance Reps Northwest. We're an equipment rep here in the Northwest.
I'm with Latin Advantage, Julio knows, and I've been a consultant for many years for small restaurants in primarily Oregon.
And I'm Karen Malady, owner of Culinary Options in Portland, Oregon. I work all around the country, and I specialize in concept, menu, and customer experience development. We decided to focus on menu as driver for this discussion. And all of us have been saying all along, far before COVID, and many of you have probably heard this already from one or all of us, that focusing your menus and reducing the content of your menus is extremely important, and even more so now. The impact of menu on labor, reduction of inventory, which can have great implications on reducing costs and waste, speed in the kitchen, especially for those of you who've begun to serve channels other than dine in. So if you're doing curbside or delivery or pickup, now your kitchen is even more busy potentially. Right. And you've got to have some speed and efficiency in the kitchen. And how you organize your menu can even have an impact on social distancing in the kitchen. And I know, Julio, you've got some really great things to say about that. Janelle, I think it might be helpful for people to hear your thoughts on how equipment can impact operations in terms of speed, efficiency,
While equipment purchases may sound daunting right now, it's actually really important that if you do need new equipment or replacing equipment, to invest in equipment that's going to pay you back. What that means is equipment that offers efficiency and speed, versatility, flexibility. There's several pieces of equipment out there right now that are a good fit or can be a good solution for some of the challenges operators are facing. Speed is going to be really important, especially if you're offering curbside takeout in addition to now your in-room dining. To continue to offer speed of service, your rapid cook ovens like your Mary Chefs, Turbo Chefs are going to be important. They don't require hoods.
A rebate piece to this too, Janelle, that people might want to be reminded of?
Definitely, there are energy efficient appliances out there that qualify for rebates. Unfortunately, speed ovens are not one of them. They are very efficient. Rebate associated, but looking at energy efficient fryers, griddles, convection ovens, those are all great pieces of equipment that qualify for, many of them qualify for Energy Star and therefore rebates from Energy Trust of Oregon, and also other utilities across the U.S. offer rebates as well.
Leo, I know you've got some great viewpoints on this issue of equipment and distancing in the kitchen and right. How it ties in with menus. So I'd love for you to share that.
Well, the important thing is, just like Janelle, you were mentioning, the efficiency. One of the things I see in operations is that kitchens are always very cramped areas. And now with social distancing and trying to maintain an efficient kitchen, having people working together is not feasible. Operators do want to protect their staff, and they do want to maintain quality in their product. But if you had 4 people before, 4 different stations, now it's time to reconsider how that line and how the equipment that you originally brought in before COVID to the new paradigm that you're operating your business. So having a ventless hood in a location where you don't have to do the construction of it, it's something really to consider. It is an expense, but it is something to consider because now you can move part of that preparation in the back of the kitchen or in another area of the kitchen where you're not determined by that hood. A, consider the rebate, B, the energy efficiency of it, the cost of operating it. It's one of those things that it's not thought of, but it should be now that we are in a new way of operating.
Well, it also suggests, Julio, as I listen to you, that I know it's painful for operators to reduce their menus.
Yes.
It's one of the most painful things that an operator ever has to do. Always focusing on, again, what are the items on your menu that truly represent your concept, that really represent who you are? Right. How are you cross-utilizing ingredients in the kitchen to avoid excessive storage space and too many inventory items that don't get used, perhaps other than in one item? Right. You're also suggesting, as we go through this COVID-19 situation, that for a period of time, certain items may have to be put on hold to allow for some degree of not just social distancing, but fewer people in the kitchen.
Yes.
To work. So if you've had a kitchen with 2 or 3 people in it, perhaps only one person can be in the kitchen for now, right? I mean,
and I think, yeah, I think now, you know, having a small staff in the kitchen, it really is a way to restart and regain your footing as an operator, because we were basically on a running game. We were all getting ready for summer, and we were really already on the race. COVID happens, and we were back on changing our clothes. So it's better to come back, rethink, replan, and if we can bring the kitchen to what was the original idea that you had when you opened your restaurant. And if your restaurant was to open a fine dining business, and you had a specific type of cuisine, and you had your 4 or 5 different stations, well, why don't you step back, scale it back, so that maybe 1 or 2 people in the kitchen can produce a limited amount of your menu. As you progress, you can bring that back, but operating the kitchen with a lot of staff is not feasible. And 2, we all want to start generating revenue. Really, that's where it boils down to.
Janelle, I think you mentioned that you've heard in comments in restaurants that have reopened in your area that already some operators are getting pressure to have more on their menu, which is what operators face all the time. Can't you put pasta on the menu? Can't you do pizza? And this is, you know, this is where operations can get very sidetracked and overload their kitchens. What is your response, or what are your thoughts about that? And again, maybe some equipment could help expand, but not too soon. Keep the menus focused for now. But what's your thought about that?
First thought is that it's nice for the restaurant to reach out to their customers and say, what do you want? But on the flip side of that, I do think it's really important at the end of the day for the restaurant to understand what their limitations are and need to be. And, you know, one thing we talked about, limiting menus and having the products and supplies that you need, I think a piece of equipment to really consider or look at right now is a vacuum sealer. Sealers like Samix offer the ability to, when produce and protein comes in, you can seal it right away and put it away and keep it fresh longer. And so think if you do have that special of the day and maybe you don't get as many people as you hope to, you can scale that up into a bag and put it in the fridge and then use it the next day.
When you come to vacuum sealers, are you talking about a vacuum sealer that does packages, containers? Is it a countertop?
Yeah, so, you know, for instance, like a Samick and different brands offer a lot of different sizes and configurations. So you can do size bags and you can seal those. You can also get accessories that allow you to put a top and seal containers as well.
Now, what would be your summary or parting comments to those who are watching this
Parting comments would be that if you find yourself in a place where you do need to purchase a piece of equipment, definitely, again, buy the equipment that's going to put money back in your pocket. Look towards energy efficient appliances where you can take advantage of rebates, lower utility bills, and then also benefits such as improved performance and increased throughput.
Julio?
I just wanted to say that, yes, maintaining less staff in your kitchen by giving them proper tools so that they can produce items from a menu that is limited, it's really the new way to operate on the restaurants now, regardless of your type of service that you're doing.
Perhaps
Right.
one of the very positive things that can come out of this is focus your menus, see if that focus doesn't allow you to save labor, really look at your equipment to see if it's doing the job for you, both in terms of labor savings and efficiency and time frame. What we've certainly learned through research is that as people do pickup and delivery, et cetera, their patience for how long it takes to get their food has diminished.
Yes.
There's no patience. And
No.
please, if you haven't, cost your recipes and really understand where your money is going.